How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Pokemon XD. It has been a hot minute since we played. But if you're watching this on archive, I imagine it probably doesn't matter. But yeah, I am thankfully done with the being of the sick. I'm very done with that. No more pollen, no more allergies, no more cold. I'd say no more COVID, no more strep, but it was not either of those things. So it was just a really bad cold that I could not shake. And then allergies were just like, oh, I see you're sick. Allow us to help by making it worse. TLDR, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Alright, so this is what we currently have. We have basically just a team of 2 right now. I'm going to be keeping Teddy Ursa on the team until I've got the rest of my team filled out, and the reason for that is because it's got pickup, so it can pick up items. If you watched me do Sapphire with no commentary recently while I was sick, same idea, except with a Zigzagoon instead of a Teddy Ursa. I know one Pokemon for sure that I'm putting on my team. The other 3 I'm still kind of leaving up in the air. I went back and looked at the list that I had from the previous game of XD that we played. So for that reason, I will probably be avoiding using Houndour / Houndoom, Baltoy / Claydol, for the fact that I use them both. I did use Jolteon and Spheal, and I'm going to continue to use them. Teddy Ursa, again, is just there for pickup. So that basically means that we've got, as of right now, 3 different slots. So for now, I'm going to be cycling through to Purify. Again, I know one for sure, but we'll see what will come up, potentially. I do have the list, so I have a decent idea of what I'm going to look for. I definitely know which ones I won't be picking, but for now, we're going to play it by ear and head over to Pyrite Town, a noble town of rogues and ruffians. Professor Crane's friends live here. Dang, Crane, who knew you were such a hardcore dude? As you can see, it largely looks the same, with a little bit of a difference. That building in the background is, needless to say, new, the white one, rather than the dome one. Marcia, wait for me! That running animation, yo. Hi. There goes Marcia tearing off like a tornado as usual. There goes one busy girl. What's up with you, kid? Why are you giving me the eye like that? Do you know who I am? I'm Gale. They call me the Gatekeeper of Pyrite. That smoldering look in your eyes says you're ready to challenge me. If it's a battle you want, I'm here. I know in the first game this guy had a shadow Pokemon. He might still here. Go for the Ralts. Yeah, that's true. I know you can get a Ralts and they are OP. I'm kind of on the fence about them because I did a playthrough of Sapphire and I did use one, so I just used one. But yeah, as far as Psychic types go, it is a very strong choice, and since you don't get a lot of choices in XD, that makes it even higher up on that list. Yeah, I think I've got 2 in mind that I definitely want. The big problem is a lot of... Okay, I do have a water move. The big problem is a lot of the Pokemon that are catchable in this game are in the last area of the game. Probably like a third of the list, maybe even a little bit more, are all in that area. So I kind of want to not pick stuff of like, yep, we're gonna get to use this for one area. It's a big area, but it's only one area, and then just at that point the game's over. So it might be for that reason I end up taking rolls along with the other two that I have in mind. Which, if you watched part 1 and 2, you probably already know which one of those two I'm referring to. He was on my previous team, but again, I always use him on this. He's my go-to. It just takes a while to be able to catch him. One of the catchable Pokemon in the hotspots. I did consider Trapinch, yeah. Trapinch is one that I would consider also using. But I know those aren't the easiest in the world to raise. Alright, we killed Gale. I mean, defeated him. For now, we'll just kind of poke around here. I'm Shirl's the chief of pirate police. Are you a traveling trainer? The town has become peaceful, but there are still plenty of roughnecks around. They know how to keep us busy, what with their brawling and so on. Lots of them will go out of their way to pick a fight with you. Be careful when you're on the streets. I got lumps in my head from some shiny-headed guy thumping me. I don't deny I lipped off at him at first, but he took a swing at me first. You gotta let me out of here. Nah. Got locked up over a dumb street fight if I don't get out of here soon. Kid, are you... That thing on your arm, it can't be. Oh, no, it's nothing. Get lost already. Okay, bye. I was kind of hoping the bumbling Assistant Johnson was gonna pop in there, but nope, I guess not. Oh, there he is. Alright then, what do we hear? Well, if it isn't Trillian Folly, what do you think you're up to? What are we up to? You got it all wrong. We're here to do some shopping, that's all. Now, don't you lie to me. I know the likes of you. You're up to no good, aren't you? Cut us some slack, Officer Johnson, sir. We've had a change of heart. We've sworn off our criminal ways. Yes, sir? Oh, no, no, no. That doesn't watch with me. No, sir, it doesn't. I won't have you lot walking around the streets as if you own the place. Folly, the man won't listen to reason. Let's get out of here. What are those two dummies up to? Lately, I hear he's letting his right-hand man Silver run things. After all, Duke King's committed to his quest to find wild Pokemon. Yep. Speaking of the hot spots. Look, if someone were to say I'll give you 10 Pokepoles for free, would you take them? I guess. Do you use different items for treating your Pokemon when they're hurt in some way? I get lazy, so I use full heal for clearing up any kind of trouble. Probably won't need these, but still. And the rest of those are just those little buffing items that I never use. I'm still the operating manager of Pirate Coliseum. While I'm the manager in title only, I'm just filling in. Duking, the town's leader, discovered a place where wild Pokemon gather. Ever since then, he's been engrossed in searching for wild Pokemon. In the meantime, he left me in charge of the Coliseum. If you want to battle, you should head there and apply. Yep. I make Pokestacks that wild Pokemon can't resist. Duking asked me to make them. I never imagined I would be getting a part-time job at this age. But it's a bit too dark and chilly for my own bones to take. Yeah, I've got to install a heater in that cave, I tell you. It's the Coliseum where I managed to beat my first 3 opponents, but I couldn't pull off the last win. You don't get the prize if you can't put together a 4-win streak. I'll be taking those, thank you. There's a focus band. I'm traveling through the Orre region. I think the Ravaged Land is getting better little by little. I don't think it will be all that far before wild Pokemon can survive out here. Yeah, I wish they'd make another game about it. Ah well. Oh, it's Wild Zigzagoon, so cute. Look at him zig and zag. Yeah, let's go ahead and heal before we deal with everybody in the area over there. Just in case if I go too far forward and it throws me into a cutscene. Still score with a weak fail and the strong prevail. Don't be rattled if someone suddenly challenges you to battle. Like that. Ah, the irony of dual square being a giant circle. Don't you stick your tongue out at me, that's quite rude. And it looks like... Yep, she does not have a Shadow Pokemon, that's alright. Let's see. At this point, I might start switching Shadow Pokemon in and out just to get the gauge lowered a little bit. As a side note, depending on how far we get, I might use Mount Battle to level up my team slightly. It will just depend on where we are. And if I start feeling like I'm under-leveled for what I need to be doing. Which usually that doesn't really happen until the final area, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, everything's way stronger than me for some reason. That's the only area I remember that being an issue. Just all of a sudden there's a difficulty spike just through levels of, wow, they're way stronger than they were for some reason. And if it conveniently falls on a point where I've just caught somebody from my team that I know I'm going to use that I need to lower the heart gauge for, I might do that off screen as well. But we shall see. Secret power, huh? Well, my secret is that I'm not going to be keeping Seed out on the field. Okay, yeah, I do need to keep Steel in the front then. If I had thought a bit more carefully about which ones I was going to deposit, which I was going to keep on my team to lower the heart gauges, I probably would have picked a different set between all the ones I had to pick ones that were more attack-based. So they could have done more damage, but it's alright. If you get the urge to battle, come for a visit. We're always waiting. Red or dirt? Wow. Very on the nose with his almost entirely brown outfit. Based on what I'm seeing, at least in the order of this, there won't be anybody here, but I know that from what I'm seeing for Cerebinet is also off, because it says we're not supposed to have Grimer yet. We got him a while back. Let's see. Water gun on you. Bye, Slugma. I was gonna say if Nimble had a fire attack, it might be able to take out the Oddish, but it does not. It feels weird to be kind of, like, actually invested in the battling again. I've been training my Fire Red team, and I finally got all the EV training done, but that's not really, like, something where it's like, oh, you know, fight's actually kind of important to win. It's more just like a going through the motions type of thing. It's a very nice change of pace. It's weird how much I've been playing it recently, not just like streaming it, but like streamed Sapphire and are currently streaming this, but also working on Fire Red. Just, you think I'd have like Pokemon overload, but surprisingly, not really. Which I guess now we're down to just 2, so it's not quite as big a deal. Wow, that did not do any damage at all. Yeah, tragically not that type of EV team. I do have an EV on my team, which is actually Jolteon. At this point, swap out and kill. Yeah, in training our versus teams, one of the rules that we had was only one evolution per generation. And we're also trying not to use the same ones multiple times, so whenever we get around to Gen 2, that means that I won't be doing, I won't be using Jolteon. Can still be Flareon or Vaporeon, but I would probably pick Umbreon or Espeon before either of those. I know you can refight these guys. I'm just going to fight them the one time. I feel like one's plenty. And it's mostly just fighting them to A, lower the heart gauge, and B, make sure I stay on top of... Oh, now I have a Fire Moon. Go figure. To make sure that I stay on top of my levels. Yeah, Glaceon will also not be a bad pick. I do actually like most of the evolutions, either looks-wise or combat-wise. There's only a few that kind of don't really work for either, for me. But yes, for those that have not seen my team yet, since the way we're doing it is half of our team is shown on the project and half of our team is hidden for the actual fight, I can confirm at least the ones that have already been shown, as to not spoil the ones that are hidden. Jolteon I will be using Charizard because I picked Charmander for my starter. And before you say Squirtle is better, I did not have first pick, and that would have been my pick, but Squirtle was taken, so I did not get that option. And then my last choice is Gengar. Gengar is my third pick for the known ones. After that, we'll leave the rest of them mystery for now. Blip. Thief? That's quite rude, sir. Do not take my things. Get that monkey out of here. At least he hasn't got evolved yet to get a really bad bowl cut, so there's that at least. Ideally, though, and I still need to test one more thing equipment-wise, and hopefully it will work just fine. But once that's taken care of, once we finish Final Fantasy X, then we'll probably just move straight on to Gen 2 for doing the verses. Whether I'm done with my training or not, which, like I said, at this point, I'm basically just leveling them up to max level and also giving them the moveset that I want. But other than that, I've taken care of the hard part. In fact, tonight, if I get time at work, which may or may not happen, it's going to depend. I think tonight's going to be decently busy. But if I do get the time, then I'll probably start writing down all the things or typing them out, rather. Of being like, okay, this is all I already know all the moves I want, but, like, this is where I get them either through leveling or through TMs or through the game corner or whatever. And making sure I've got it all set out so I do things in the correct order, because one of the moves, for example, that I want on one of my team, if I evolve it too early, it won't get that move. So I need to make sure I don't make that mistake. I guess to be fair, I shouldn't feel bad about using the hotel, because even though it's 100, I'm getting more than 100 from fighting them. I am looking forward to playing Gen 2, though. It's been a hot minute since I played Gen 2, and it is my favorite one. Speaking of favorites, there's Bagon. Not that I can catch him, tragically. There is a Salamence in the game, but it's basically at the end of the game, which is kind of a bummer, but I get why, because otherwise it would be a tiny bit broken. Sorry, Bagon. Yeah, I do really wish Salamence was viable in the main story of the game. Like, even if you got him at the beginning of the final area, I would say, like, yeah, that's fair trade enough to purify him and use him on your team, because Salamence is ridiculously strong. But, nope. They put him at the end. They knew what they were doing. Which, oddly enough, actually, Bagon's not, at least in terms of, like, victory in fights, isn't that hard to raise by comparison to Trapinch. At least I don't feel like he is. He'll actually have, like, a halfway decent moveset. He'll still have Dragon Breath and Ember and Headbutt and Bite. So he'll have decent attack moves that are all different types. Whirlpool. See if we can potentially poison it here. Alright, Bullet Seed's not exactly good, but at least type-wise it's effective, so let's see how it does. Yeah, that's not bad for hitting twice. It's not going to be winning any awards, but I mean, for Bullet Seed on a C-Dot, that's not bad. I underestimated you. Thought you were just a kid. Well, I mean, I am, but, you know. Bonjour, did you know my Pokemon and I match très bien? I don't think I can ever lose now. I'll show you my aggressive style. Hashtag aggressive French bodybuilder. Because he's a bodybuilder, he naturally has to have a Machop on his team. That's just how it goes. It's tradition. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and get Numel out of there right away. Don't really have anything in particular here, so we'll go with Aurora Beam, I guess, for same type attack. Yikes. Luckily, this guy's only got the 2, so... We'll say this definitely feels at least like the individual battles are going slower than what I'm used to, but recently I'm also used to only doing... Oops, nope, I don't want that. Recently I'm used to only doing one-on-one battles, so... And I'm also not paying full attention, it's just like, yeah, input the command and then focus on whatever else I was doing, because it's going to result in a one-hit kill. The ups and downs of actually having to pay attention. Alright, Dobie. Darn it all, play things too aggressively. Not really, but okay. Fateen's fortune telling has a reputation of never being wrong. Yep, not a once. I better return to the inn today and get rested up. Before I do that, a little spot of exercise would be the thing. It'll help me sleep better. Sure, why not? I don't remember talking to this guy earlier, so might as well. Don't really have anything for Sploink here. Try physical attack here, see if that does more. I don't remember if Spoink is offense or defense or special defense based more, which it looks like it's special. Makes sense for a psychic, but they don't always follow that rule, so. I might be able to see that with it dying if I can do enough damage with Water Gun on Numal. And that's not going to affect Water Gun. Let's see. You're quite a toughie, I'm sure surprised. You should check the dual square up ahead here. You'll be sweating up a storm. I already did that, but thanks. Alright, that takes care of dual square and everybody else that's hanging around near that general area. Take a look inside here. Is the 30 long years of cranking gears guy still here? Yep. Now he's changed because it's a 5-year time gap between the two games. Want to spin gears too? Yeah! Give it another 25 years, then come back. The electricity generated by this windmill powers the Coliseum and ONBS, among other places. If the gears don't break or get stolen, the windmill is an infinite source of energy. Oh, you mean like how the gears got stolen in the last game, huh? It's the ONBS building. There have been too many shady people hanging around lately. I'm keeping an eye on things. Keep out those sorts of bad elements. Ran through it a bit too fast there. I might grab a couple of these real quick. There we go. That'll work. I'm pretty sure the ONBS building is where you're supposed to go, so as a result, I'm going to go the other way. There was once a town ruled by Sipher beneath the cliff here. The town was just called the Under. When Sipher's hold over the town was broken, the Under citizens moved out into the sunlight. I'm one of them. ONBS's net is another former resident of the Under. They went and buried the Under to prevent the people from getting to the abandoned town site. It's sad to see my hometown go like that. Hello, Mr. Jogger. My name's Rocket. I'm warming up right now. Could you get you to clear the way? Sure. Sipher ruled Pyrite. The admin in charge was a man named Mir B, I think the name was. That name is laughably silly, but he was supposed to be a tough battler. I would have liked to take him on. Yeah, if I remember, I don't remember if you can enter with Shadow Pokemon or not, but I think the stadiums at this point are like way too high level to be able to actually win. So yeah, can now be purified. Gulping can now be purified. How close is Numel? Yeah, pretty close. By the time we're done here, I'm sure it'll be able to be purified, and we'll go and take care of that. Might as well just do it all at once. There's no point in walking all the way there to purify him, and then, like, halfway through walking back, that'll be like, hey, we're done with this one, too. Welcome to ONBS. All visitors are free to wander the ONBS building and see our network in operation. My name is Meg with 2 G's, and I'm the official guide. Glad to meet you. Shrew. This shroom is just my friend. Isn't it cute? We broadcast TV signals all over the Orre region. I hope you'll take the time to see how we work. And sure enough, Numel can now be purified. ONBS used to be called the Kids Grid HQ before I heard it was started by a bunch of kids. Isn't that cool? It's so cool that I'm going to go swap out Pokemon now that they're all taken care of. Hey, don't you think it's too tough for us to pull anything in this town? Our faces are too well known. Yeah, I hear you. If you don't hurry, the boss will get impatient and come looking for us himself. Wrong can, that's where I went and stuck a transmitter on the boss. You can tell where he is by checking this radar. So we can always be ready for him when he blows his top. Have to hand it to you, Folly. Way to go. Looks like we've got email. It's the boss. You two come back right now. It says, oh gosh darn it, it sounds like he's fuming. He might dock us dinner again. We better scoot back. I know at some point they drop that radar so that you can find where Mirror B is at any time. Because in this game, I do remember if you fail to catch a Shadow Pokemon, he'll end up with it. And so by knowing where he is, you can go and catch the ones that you previously missed. Yeah, Spinnerak's nearly done too. Yep, I got it. The thing always just feels like it controls really oddly for some reason. Just you there. Sorry about that, just had a very massive sneeze, jeez. So it'll gain a couple levels. I do like how this incentivizes purifying all the Shadow Pokemon outside of the reward in the first game of, like, A, 100%ing and B, getting the Ho-Oh for doing, like, the full thing, because the more that you purify the Pokemon, the easier it is to purify subsequent Pokemon. So that's a nice little plus that they have. Gulpin regains Shockwave. That's not a move I would have expected, but okay. I'm thinking I will probably leave the two that are still in the sets that need to be purified in here, and just take Carvanha and Delcatty, and then just leave space open for the next Shadow Pokemon that shows up. And Giga Drain. Yeah, that would be better than Bullet Seed. And it is evolving. I actually don't remember what level CDOT evolves at naturally, but I also don't ever use CDOT, so that's probably why I don't remember that. And now CDOT's got nipples! And could technically evolve again if I had a Leaf Stone, but I don't believe I do. Go. As for here, actually, I'm going to leave it as is for now, because I don't want to keep two water types in the front, so I'll leave it like that. That'll work. Alright, now that that's taken care of, let's go back to the ONBS building. Noom. Meg with 2 G's, we're back. Nope, can't check the trash cans. ONBS was founded by SEC and NET. It's now the biggest information network in the Orre region. Nowadays, SEC handles the business side of things, and NET acts as the chief of engineering and technology. Sorry, maybe that was a little complicated. Yeah, clearly, that was extremely complicated. Thank you. We're getting news reports from all over like we always do. Our reporters are keeping busy. The hottest news story right now is the wild Pokemon story. It's become the latest craze. What's in here? A spinner rack ready for purification. We'll deal with that later. Razzle and Dazzle are a hot new idol duo from Gatian Port. They can sing, dance, and even perform magic stunts. Yeah, we saw these guys earlier. Or these gals earlier. But as we all know, the true action is upstairs. Hi. Heck, did you hear me? Oh no, it's so embarrassing. That was the ONBS song that I composed. It's catchy and memorable, don't you think? Hi, welcome to ONBS. The name's Sek. I'm supposed to be in charge here. I'm glad to meet you. Started by the kids 5 years ago during the Shadow incident, a tiny network has grown into this today. operate this place with a partner net. We're convinced that reporting the unvarnished truth will be for the good of peace and justice. Did you want something from me? You're kidding. Sipher was using its desert lab again? Okay, understood. You should take that data ROM and show it to Net right away. Sure can decipher whatever information is stored on that data ROM. Oh, that one's locked. Can't go in there. Okay, we're going live. Q. Don't mind me. I'm just going to stare at this very awkward angle. We bring you a special news bulletin. Professor Crane, the abducted head of the HQ lab, has been successfully rescued. He has been held captive in Sipher's desert research facility, which was widely believed to have been abandoned. Reports say that Professor Crane was rescued by a lone teen. Is Michael supposed to be a teenager? He looks younger than that, but okay. The incident is evidence that Sipher has returned after apparently being crushed 5 years ago. The authorities fear that Sipher's return could result in more serious incidents. Citizens are urged to be vigilant and cautious. That's a wrap. Good job, Anka. When Anka was starting out, she was prone to on-air disasters. Now look at her. She's become ONBS's top newscaster. There's absolutely no question about that these days. Well, let's go talk to her. Nope, that's it. Can you get a hoe in this game? That is a good question. I'm going to assume probably not, because you can in Colosseum. In Colosseum, you have to do it by purifying all the shadow Pokemon in the game, and then doing Mount Battle from start to finish without taking a break. You can't take any pauses, you can't lose any fights, that kind of thing. And once you do, you get a hoe. But since you can get Lugia in this game, I'm going to imagine that it's probably, you can get one legendary one and one of the other, so I'm going to assume no. But I will double check. That's just going to give me the same list that I already had open. Which, to be fair, this list is incomplete because it doesn't have any of the ones at the Pokespots. It looks like the big reward for this. So for the record, you've got your starter, which is Eevee. You've got all your snaggable Pokemon, which are all your shadow Pokemon. It's got a list for the legendary Pokemon, which is Lugia and the 3 legendary birds. You were given a Togepi, the Pokespot Pokemon, and then lastly, after completing a new challenge in Mount Battle by defeating 100 opponents with the same party, the player can have one of the following Johto starters. The player can obtain the remaining Pokemon by redoing the challenge all over again. Each of the Johto starters has their corresponding elemental Hyper Beam. So, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile. If you purify Shadow Togepi, whether it evolves or not, you can trade it for Elekid. You can also get a Metatype by trading a Trapinch to Duking, a Shuckle by trading a Surskit, or a Larvitar by trading a Wooper. And those are all the Pokemon you can get. So I might do that challenge just for the heck of it. Like I did on the last one. Can you help me find Mommy? Sure. Little girl, join the party. Nobody mentioned anything downstairs, so I'm going to assume that she's up here. Man, is she slow? How long is she going to keep me waiting? Supposed to be out covering a story with our oldest veteran reporter, but she takes forever getting ready every time. The day will be done at this rate. I know that I still have my looks, but when I'm going before the TV camera, I have to be extra careful with my makeup. But I want the thing. Nope, no dice. This isn't going well. I have to go in the airsuit, but my candy hasn't come back. Well, we found her. Went out of your room for just a minute, but then I couldn't find it again. That guy here brought me there. Or that guy there brought me here. Where's my reward? There we go. Oh, a sooth bell. Nice. Candy has to go into the studio to tape the music program. I'm sure it'll be aired soon. Yeah, Larvitar wouldn't be a horrible choice to have either. Fine. So we keep sets and props. You need to organize, my dude. We can't have getting hurt here, so you go, alright. Fine. Don't let me pick up the things. I'm pretty sure the place will get taken over at some point, and that's when you can grab them. Keeping information as data is fine, but I also like seeing it kept in printed form on paper. You see, I enjoy the feel of paper as I flip the pages. Yeah, some people say that they, for books, that they like the feel or the smell versus the electronic. Which I get, but I also definitely agree that it's a lot easier to have, like, a huge archive on a single thing, because, like, just the physical weight of it is kind of a pain. Been told by Net not to allow anyone through who's working right now. He came from the Pokemon lab, but I still can't let you go through. I'll get in trouble if I do. Oh, Net, this person here says he's calling from the Pokemon HQ lab. I was expecting him. Show him through. Yeah, that's actually been, like, an issue with the old downtown of our city, because I've got a friend that works on inspecting buildings, but a lot of the buildings can't be used because a combination of the floor being old and there being so many file cabinets of physical paper stuff, because that was before they archived everything on electronically, actually means that the floors are unstable, but, like, they could literally just collapse if people were in there and added to the weight that's already in there, so... That's why I'm not super big on paper, but I totally get having, like, physical copies of stuff. Called Bit, nice to meet you, Net's over there. And this is Bit, he's my friend and an invaluable partner. We heard from Crane, sounds like he pulled off a daring rescue. Now's not the time to waste chatting, let's see that data. I've deciphered something similar to this before, it brings back memories. Okay, I think it's going to take some time for me to check the contents. Can you wait while I do that? How's this for an idea? Our news team should be out visiting Duking at one of his Poké spots to follow a story about wild Pokemon. Since he's got free time, why not have him go visit Duking as well? Wouldn't hurt to go look, you know? May I have your PDA number? Sure. Trying to decipher this as quickly as possible. Where's our news team? I think they said the Rock Poké spot. I think this Poké spot was the destination. Alright, let's have at it. But yeah, I get having the physical copies too. I prefer to have the physical copies of games, because I was actually talking with somebody about this at work earlier this morning, of the issue of, like, technically with digital downloads and stuff, there's usually some clause in that contract of buying it of, like, they basically have the right to resend it at any point. So technically, even though you bought it, it's basically a rental. Is yes, theoretically it could stay there forever, but if they decide to pull it for whatever reason, they have the right to do that. And then you've just lost the potentially $60, $70, $80 game you had. So that's why I always prefer having physical copies. It's also why I don't really ever trade or sell anything. If I'm gonna give a game to somebody else that I also want to play, I usually just have multiple copies of it. A rough and rocky Pokespot will where wild Pokemon appear. Wooper is not at this one. The Wooper is when you have to trade. He's at the cave Pokespot. Okay, well, that's good to know. Hello, people. It's time for Popty's Fast Break Report. We bring you news while it's breaking. Today we're visiting Duking to discover Pokespots where wild Pokemon appear. That hat, though. Duking is said to be the driving force behind the behind the booming popularity of wild Pokemon and Pyrite. Duking, so is this Pokespot you discovered? Hello, Duking here. Yes, that's absolutely right. For 15 long and torturous years I toiled, snatching sleep only grudgingly to find this Pokespot. Yeah, well, one should let details get in the way of the story. Isn't that right, Betty? It's Pofty! Alright, well, let me explain how one goes about attracting wild Pokemon. Seeing as you're here, wouldn't it be better if I got someone to demonstrate? Oh, you there. Yes, you kid. You'll be perfect. Come over here. I don't want to talk to him. He's kind of scary. Pofty, trouble. Bad trouble. Your makeup's running from your sweat. Oh, you should consider yourself lucky. Duking himself will show you how in person. Not over there. I need you this way between me and Betty, alright? It's Pofty! I forgot he always gets her name wrong, and it's great. Duking brand Pokesnacks. I'll give you some. Got 10. Alright, my friend, go lay these down on that plate there. 1. And that's it. When you've laid out Pokesnacks, leave the area. Eventually a wild Pokemon will come along, just you wait. The more Pokesnacks you lay out, the longer it will stay to eat. You developed this device yourself? One should let details get in the way, isn't that right, Betty? Okay, tell us what a spot monitor is. I'm glad you asked me that. My spot monitor is a dandy. It is a dandy, one singular dandy, and nothing more. Lets you know what's happening at any Pokespot wherever you are. Here, my friend, as a thanks for hearing me out patiently, I'll make a gift of this too. Slot it in your PDA, that's all you need to do to make it work. And there you go. Now you're all set. When a wild Pokemon appears at any Pokespot, your spot monitor will respond and alert you. I found 3 Pokespots in all. There's one to the west of this one here. That's right around here. Use these Pokespots and catch yourself some wild Pokemon. Give it a try. And that one is the Oasis spot. Which is where you can get the Surskit if you want to trade it. I'm glad you just followed me here. Why'd you count to a place like this? I mean, you're seriously interested in wild Pokemon. Makes all worthwhile in my teaching, I mean. There's several Pokemon that hardly ever show up at Pokespots. Trapinch, Surskit, and Wooper. I'm having a rotten time of it trying to catch those 3. If you were to catch them, I'd gladly trade you some of my Pokemon. I'm counting on you. I've got to be on my way now. Whoops, mustn't forget. I promised to give you some special information. If you go way off to the northeast, there's a Pokespot that's hard to find since it's inside a cave. That's my favorite one. You gotta see it. Guess I should be on my way. What do you think the boss is gonna do now? I'm tired of this life, man. I need to put down roots somewhere. Yeah, he wants to, you know, he wants to start a family. That's fair. He'll get Team Mirror B together one day and we'll own all the Pokemon in the world. Sure, do you really think we could pull off something like waxing poetical? Hello. Ah, boss! Oh, it's just some kid. Don't stick up on me like that. Sorry. Don't be so jumpy. I've got my radar. We'll know if the boss is coming around. Yeah, that's true. Like that? The radar's got something. It's the boss! Mirror B! Back by popular demand. The moonwalking disco man himself. Mirror B. Since the pleasing scent of Pokemon, oh yes I do. Maybe you're just a little hood. But maybe you're also one fine trainer with the goods. How about you get on with it and join my posse? Be one of us and soon you'll be owning all the Pokemon around the world. Okay. Oh, I hear your mouth say it, but your heart's not in it. I can't abide that. It's big decision time. You need to think hard before you choose a life of crime. So tell me, will you join? Yes. Oh, I hear your mouth say it. Yeah, but thou must. I thought you'd say that. You always had the smell to me. You see that you'd be our enemy. How I deal with a threat is to nip it while it's a bud yet. I'll be showing you my power now, trying not to be blown away by a sense of wow. Let the music play! Olay! So yeah, as we're going through this, for the record, the Oasis Pokespot, the potential Shadow Blitz, and Thundershot. From most common to least common for the Oasis Cave Pokemon is Hoppip, followed by Fanfi, and then Surskit, as he mentioned, is the hardest one. For the Cave, Zubat is the common, Aron is the rare, and Wooper is the super rare. And for the rock spot, Sandshrew is the common, Gligar is the rare, and Trapinch is the super rare. All of them can be found from levels 10 to 20, except in the cave, where they can be found at level 21. Why that matters, I don't know, but it's noted here, so there's your note about it, I guess. So between all the Pokespots, you can pick up 12 Pokemon, 3x3 for the 9, and then you can trade 3 rare ones for what Duking has. So if I decide to do 100% for this, which I might, or at least 100% of getting all the possible Pokemon, I will grab all of those. Gonna let this music play for a little bit here because it's really good. Alright, and we've got a Shadow Pokemon, Voltorb. Which, needless to say, I won't be using because I've already got an Electric type, but if you want a speedy Electric type and you didn't pick Jolteon, it's not a horrible choice. It probably wouldn't be my pick, but it's not the worst one you could pick in the world. Alright, down to just his Shadow Pokemon left. We'll go slow on this, because I'm not sure exactly how good Voltorb is defensively. Okay, well, we're not going to go that slow. The rain stopped. It sure did. I know it's not weak to bite, so... Put it in a pre-round. Yeah, we'll just go with a regular Pokeball for now. Needless to say, all those Great Balls, I believe, are just ones that I found, but we're not really at the point quite yet of needing to, like, start consistently using Great Balls or Ultra Balls. They're not quite high enough level for that yet. They'll get there, but just not right now. You messed up my rhythm. I just can't. No, I just can't do it. I'm gonna take a nap because my hair makes a good pillow. And now we've got Voltorb on our team. Oh, you make me so angry I'm seeing red. Don't you dare think this is over. Just you wait and see. One of these days with my elegant steps, I'll knock you sideways. Alright, have fun. There we go, there's the mirror radar. Again, that will let you find out whenever... Oh yeah, here we go. It came with instructions. Well, at least it's not like the Ruby and Sapphire shoes that came with instructions. To truly, this is how the radar works. When you're finished reading, get rid of this. Well, either he didn't read it, or can't read, or decided just to not get rid of it. This radar shows you where Mirror B, that's the boss, happens to be. Whenever the boss appears somewhere, a mark appears on the screen. Whenever you see the mark, check out your radar. It'll tell you where he is. You'll probably ask me where the boss is when he's not on radar. You know how mysterious he can be? Who knows where he goes off to? Probably off getting Pokemon or something. Somewhere far away out of the transmitter's range from Folly. So that's how it works. I have a complete analysis on the data ROM, but I did make a stunning discovery about Sipher's plan. Please come right away. We need to discuss this in person. Well, first... I'm going to put the bulk of the snacks there. I believe now in most places you can also buy them now. I think duking just makes them, like, air quote, readily available for people. We'll go ahead and check real quick. No, they're not here. Oh, he's not here. Unless he's back here. I don't think he is. Nope. Well, for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go heal and then, talk to Net. Because, again, I'm pretty sure that building's going to get hit by Sipher at some point. So, if that happens now... then I gotta be ready. Now that I see them on the machine, too, I also remember part of the reason I don't like using Great Balls or Ultra Balls is it messes up the pattern of how they all look the same, tragically. Oh, there's bad trouble! A bunch of shady characters snuck in and took Meg with 2 Gs, the receptionist, hostage. Grown. Well, it's probably fine. Hi. Whoops, you're not going this way. I think I am, Mr. Rhett. Don't you have, like, an episode of Good Mythical Morning to record or something? Alright, let's take a look here. Barboach and also a Carvana. Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure Barboach is part ground, so electricity won't work on that, but it will work on the Carvana. See you later, glass cannon. In this case, with all the glass and none the cannon. Let's see who pops up next on this list. Oh, okay. Again, not going to be one that I'm using on my team, but interesting to note. Beaten by a punk like you. Ugh. Hey, I'm not the one that fell from the ceiling, you weirdo. Let's just go ahead and save all that. Hi, we unlocked the door to save you. Meg with 2 G's. They came and took Meg with 2 G's. Meg with 2 G's is Netsinger's sister. You know that she's the receptionist. You've seen her, right? The intruders grabbed her and hustled her upstairs with them in the elevator. Yo, you're welcome from saving you. Like, hi. Alright, all of you listen up. Everybody has to remain calm and quiet here. No funny stuff. If anyone tries to get out, there'll be serious consequences. Get it? Speaking of consequences, hi. Mokor. It's one of the things I liked about the Orre region. They always had just really, really weird names for anybody you battled, really. Good guys or bad or in between. I'd say it'd be super cool for somebody to do like a fan-made third game, but I'm willing to bet it's probably already happened. Don't know if it got finished or not, but I imagine it's probably happened. Ah, of course. At least it still damaged them to some capacity. Most things that have Lightning Rod, they just don't get damaged by it at all. Alright, let's try that again. Actually, I'm going to switch in Delcatty to give it a bit of the heart gauge lowered, and kill you. Nice, level 25. Blip. It's got attract now. Swap it out again for Voltorb. Gauge on Voltorb didn't lower much, so I imagine it's probably one of those of, like, using the colognes is the most effective thing to do on it. I talked about it in a previous episode, but for anybody watching live, depending on the nature of the Pokemon, the Shadow Pokemon, will depend on what way of lowering the gauge is more or less effective. Be it walking around, sending them out in battle, calling them to take them out of hyper mode, or rush mode, or whatever it's called, or using the colognes / scents. Yeah, this is actually kind of some, like... This music's kind of a bop, not gonna lie. This is pretty good. Hi. You look mystified. I don't know how I managed to be on the elevator with... You don't know how I managed to be on the elevator with you, do you? I'll tell you what I did. I braced myself flat up against the ceiling. Takes a lot of strength. Not bad, huh? I demand you respect it. Now we battle. I mean, that's actually pretty impressive, yeah. That was a nice touch. I approve. I'm still going to have to kill you, though, so... And luckily, I've got a pretty good set to deal with. Oh, well, I don't have a water move, so never mind. I'll just go after the Surskit for now. Bye, Water Buggo. And that is the next Shadow Pokemon, Makuhita. Which we've had one of these before. This was the first Shadow Pokemon you could catch in Coliseum. Like, I probably wouldn't use one regardless, but I've already got somebody planned on my team in the future that already kind of fills the role that Makuhita would. So, not worried about it. In the meantime, let's just kill that Kecleon. These things are always such a pain to get rid of. I don't think they can color change to that. No, they can't. Just in case I end up losing Jolteon, let's make sure to paralyze him before anything else. Nice. We don't really need to lower his speed, because he's already paralyzed, so he'll be going last, nor do we need to use Shadow Hold to stop him from escaping, because he's the only one left, so... Bite's not going to do a lot, because he's a fighter. So we'll do that, try and weaken him, and I'll just switch out for all the other ones while we chip away at his health. Ooh, what we could do, actually. Yes, we could do that. Also make him fall in love and make him even less likely to be able to do anything. Alright, let's start a throwing. There we go. I don't know if Attract will, like, increase the chance that they get caught or not, but I figured, worst case scenario, if it fails, it'll make him even less likely to be able to hit anybody. Why did the elevator have to stop on this floor? Probably because it only goes between 2 floors. That would be my guess. Also, I was hoping to get to the heal machine, but I did not make it there, so... Whoops! And she also has a Shadow Pokemon, according to my list here. Bite. Well, we'll go ahead and try to keep Delcatty out for Attract. If the Shadow Pokemon in question ends up being a male, which it might not. We will see. You did it. You used Constrict. We're very proud of you. Yeah, I can see now, like, looking back on it, why this would require some level grinding. Not, like, a lot. Like, even at this point. Because, like, yeah, the team I'm using is, like, about 5-ish levels higher, but the Shadow Pokemon I'm raising are lower by a couple levels. Yeah, go ahead, lower my speed, see if I care. I guess the upside is that's probably the best animation we've gotten of String Shot ever. Let's see if we can get them both out on the same turn here. And now her Shadow Pokemon is Vulpix. Which that Vulpix is a female, so Attract is not going to be working. Oh, right, that's not Pert Flying. Oh, well. And we should still target it regardless. Reverse mode. I'll probably still call it hyper mode by accident, so for that I do apologize, but I'm used to calling it hyper mode from the first game, not reverse mode from here. I played both XD and Coliseum at least one other time, but I played Coliseum more than I played XD. It might technically be a waste, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Use up a couple turns here to get Jolteon back. Just having the ability to paralyze and pretty much assure that it goes first is just worth it to me. I don't want to go with Water Gun because that or Mud Slap, because Mud Slap's probably fine, but still running that risk is not wise, so. Body Slam is probably the best bet. Aurora Beam's just going to break even because it's going to have stab, but it's not going to be very effective, so. And I don't think Aurora Beam can freeze. I'm pretty sure it can't. Oh, perfect. So I did waste the revive in a way. Body Slam. attack, I guess. Have some sand. Not sure what it's doing on the second floor of this building, but have some sand. Alright, that should work. And if not, you'll get more sand! More sand? We're surrounded by sand. Well, not that much. Just like 2 cubic tons. You're a little kid. You should lighten up. You're the one that attacked me. Alright. At risk of potentially getting in a fight again. Let's go ahead and just use some healing items proper. That's what they're there for. Hey, hey, get back in that menu. What are you doing? There we go. I do want to use items to get my team's health up. That said, I'm not going to waste a second revive. I think that one was locked earlier. All I need to do is answer our questions. If you comply, you won't get hurt. Like that guy. Like that guy right there that looks hurt. You can tell he's hurt because he's on the ground. Yeah, there's still a few left in here for Shadow Pokemon. Neither of these, obviously. I feel like Doduo is going to be more of a pain. Jeez, Tentacle almost died anyway. Well, looks like this one doesn't have a shadow, but that's fine. I expected that Chimecha to take a little bit more damage from that. I know it's more special bulk than physical, but still. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Use Safeguard, see if I care. Just get those heart gauges down and then kill you. Protect against those statuses, but in battles like this, the only status I care about is taking my enemy's HP from full to 0. You lot, doesn't Sipher frighten you? Not really. Not really, no. It was terrible. They suddenly barged in here and started beating Sek up. Yep, see, I told you he was hurt because he was on the floor. Ouch, I didn't expect Sipher to pull a stunt like this bold or reckless, or this bold or reckless, rather. They came looking for Net. I'm guessing that your data ROM contains sensitive information they want to keep secret at all costs. I'll be fine. I'm worried about Net, though. Please go get him. Yeah, you can just die on the floor, I guess. It'll be fine. I should be better about saving after every time I catch a Shadow Pokemon, but oh well. I saved before a mistake was made, and that's the important thing. Anka, you're a doll. I see your pretty face on TV all the time, but you know, you're a lot prettier on person than in person than on TV. Dude, quit hitting on the news anchor. You weirdo. Oh, that Rhyhorn's almost assuredly gonna have Lightning Rod. Shockwave for its ability. Noticing a lot of, like, non-electrics are getting electric moves, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we gotta get rid of that Rhyhorn first. Anytime I see something that might have Lightning Rod with a Pokemon that's, like, very weak to electricity, I'm, like, 90% sure that's exactly what they're gonna try and do. Just try to trick you into firing an electric attack right into a Pokemon that won't take any damage from it. I don't think Chinchou has Lightning Rod, thankfully. Get that Quillfish out of here. I guess now that I think about it, if I do end up doing that Mount Battle challenge, that would give me an excuse to use Salamence. So there's that at least. Okay, let's get you out of reverse mode. Just get rid of you altogether. Oh, stop that now. This is not Status Effects the video game. There. No more of those. Away with you. Oh, you've got Volt Absorb. Even better. Meanwhile, coughing is helping. You're doing a great job, honey. You're doing fantastic. Alright, then we'll go after coughing instead. Not that he was doing anything too particularly impressive by using Tackle, but still. Gonna go for the same one? Yep. I had a feeling. Alright, if that's the case, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. Like, if they're just gonna combine status effects, I'll just, like, use up a turn of my Shadow Pokemon and just get rid of them both. It's not very often you get a chance to use a full heal to get rid of multiple status effects at the same time. So we'll just get rid of it. No moss. And no more coughing. No more poisoning for you, mister. I can't use Spark, so I'll go Shadow Rush and Bite. Voltorb became... It already looked a little bit confused. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Well, that was a pain. If you get that reference, you've clearly been playing a game that got released semi-recently. Though to be fair, I didn't say it with the usual accent of, well, that was a pain. Darn it, they slashed all the power cables. We could have broadcast everything that happened here. Thanks for your help. I don't think anyone expected the ONBS to be made the target. I think you only needed one V there, but okay. But you watch, we'll get the story out in the news in a big way. Good to know. I'm gonna get rid of that poison. Get rid of that. We drove these freaky thugs out with some unfriendly persuasion. Can you imagine the nerve of them coming after defenseless women like me? I mean, you just said you kicked their ass, so clearly they're not that defenseless. Alright, that looks to be it for floor 2. Let's move on up. Spot monitor's responding fine, but I'm healing first. This is kind of the good and bad thing about having the Pokespots / spot monitor. On one hand, I love the fact you can actually catch wild Pokemon. I think that was something that Coliseum needed. I don't think it needed a lot of them. Like, I think 9 is actually plenty. I think 9 is, like, a good number to go with. Like, sure, maybe you could have added, like, 1 more per spot, but I feel like 9's good enough. But the other downside is whenever the spot monitor spawns, you basically have to drop everything you're doing and just run to whatever spot it is. Oasis. Okay. Thankfully it wasn't on the rock one, because then I would have had to really hurry. Like, you're probably set to where you really only need to get like 3 snacks per area, like at any given time, and that should give you more than enough time to get there. I just put the one there because it was like, hey, you need to put some there. I'm like, okay, I'm putting the smallest amount possible because I don't care about this Pokespot at this moment. What do we got? It's a Fanfy. I forgot the music that played here. 10 out of 10. Like, yeehaw! Well, that's not gonna work, so... Can we get some details on these? Do they mention, like, exactly how strong they are? Oh, wow, those are not actually that much different. And it doesn't say whether they're physical or special. We'll give Shadow Wave a go, since it's the weaker of the two. Not by much, but it is. That ought to work. What is this music? Also, yeah, it is worth noting, this is technically a one-on-one battle. You can't send out multiple, and there won't be multiple at any given time. I'll try one more, and if this doesn't catch, then I'll swap over to Teddy Ursa since it's a bit weaker, and use one of the low power attacks to weaken it a little bit further. don't even remember what the Teddiursa has. I think it has Metal Claw. That's the only one I remember that it has. Which that might do a little bit too much damage, so I'll probably avoid that. Yep, there's Metal Claw. Lick, return, Fury Swipes. Let's try Lick. Lick could paralyze it. Lick. These fights feel very out of place, I'm also noticing. Not just because, like, you have to stop everything you're doing, but just, like, they feel so low stakes, I guess. Unless you really want one on your team and you're trying not to kill it. Maybe because it's partially a one-on-one, that could be part of it. It's just very bizarre in that regard. Again, I do like the addition. And I think with a lot of things, especially between Colosseum and this, if they did do another Shadow Pokemon style game and like really paid attention to what did and did not work in the first and second games, they could pretty much like prevent any issues that came up in the first two games. Because a lot of the problems that were in the first game got fixed in this one. Of like, oh, it takes way too long to purify Shadow Pokemon because they have to be in your party. And if they're in the PC, they're just sitting there collecting dust. But in here, you have like an option to be able to say, okay, I don't want a team full of 6 Shadow Pokemon that will also just occasionally not listen to me either. So it just fixes a lot of those issues. Let's try a Great Ball. There, it matches your colors. It's green and red. Oh my gosh, it's blue and red. There we go, very nice. Nope, no nickname. Again! Wow, okay, alright. I get the picture, thanks. Well, I'm gonna go to the rock one first because I only put one there, so I need to... Or I could hit the wrong button, that works too. I could also hit the wrong button, that seems like a good idea. Well, at least we get more of the Yeehaw music, so there's that at least. This is also the medium difficulty, quote-unquote, medium difficulty one. I can go a little bit harder on Aron because it's got such high defense. So I'm not going to be able to use that trick of making it fall in love this time. Just keep swinging. And entered reverse mode, but that's probably not going to matter. Now I'm imagining, like, a hard mode of the Shadow Pokemon games of, like, if a Pokemon is in reverse mode or hyper mode or whatever and gets knocked out, then you lose it permanently. For that accuracy. I don't think Metal Claw is actually 100% accuracy. I think it's pretty close. There we go. That'll work. Thinks that's about as much as I'm willing to chance. I think another Mud Slap would be either just barely enough or just barely too much, so I will not risk that. I will simply catch it and send it to PC. Go ahead and bring Delcatty back. Nope, not Hyper. Just Super will do. There we go. The big reason that I brought Delcatty back quickly as well, there we go, is because you'll notice if, whenever I read out all the different Pokemon, it's a Sandshrew. Is that a lot of these are ground types. Fanfi is RN, Wooper, Sandshrew, Gligar, and Trapinch. That's 5 of 9. Hoppip, Surskit, Zubat are the only ones... Or sorry, that's 6 of 9. Fanfi, RN, Wooper, Sandshrew, Gligar, Trapinch. Apparently I can't count. But that's 2/3 of them that are ground types, so using Thunder Wave is not going to work. However, using Attract will still work if they're male. So, bear in mind, if you are planning on catching any of these, that there's a high chance that the one you're looking for won't be affected by Thunder Wave. You could still use Lick or some other way to paralyze them, but electricity itself is not going to work. So, just bear that in mind. The other big thing to watch out for primarily is if you decide to do this later in the game, of not having your Pokemon be too strong. Because they could be as low as level 10, and at that point, if you attack them with almost anything on your main team, it's almost assuredly going to kill them. Like that. But the upside is that... I don't know why you couldn't just catch it there. It grew tired and fled. Even though it fainted, it still managed to flee. But the good news is, of course, you can always just come back and try to catch them again. So that's the upside. We need to go back to ONBS. I was thinking there for a second, but nah. Yeah, I might go ahead and like try to do 100% of this game, not counting some of the post-game, because some of the post-game, if you've not seen it, is kind of insane. Like, tournament, like actual proper tournament level strategies that the AI employs, and because of your limitations on what you can pick, it makes it even harder than it already would be. But, like, going for the Johto starters, I could do that. Yeah, that's entirely possible. Bear in mind, though, if you're playing, like, XD and Coliseum both, and you're just going for, like, having one, you're probably better off playing Coliseum because you would just get them naturally. The only difference is you would get Stage 2 of them, Quilava, Bayleaf, Croconaw, rather than Cyndaquil, Chikorita, Totodile. And having the Elemental Hyper Beam is nice too, yeah, but if you're looking for just specifically the Pokemon and not any specifics about it. Haha! She can't stop me now. This is now mine. Let's switch. Make sure Spheal stays on the right level. You lot one peep out of you and you'll be sorry. Hi. Now we gotta take on Dilly. Good old Dilly. This one does not have a shadow Pokemon, if my list is correct. Let's go with getting Mareep out first. Nice. Sorry, Mareep. You're too much of a threat to keep on the field. It was sort of a compliment in a way. Yeah, I was afraid that was going to happen to Delcatty. Alright, Shockwave on Love Disc. I guess technically we could Body Slam. I don't think I'm going to need a second attack on that Love Disc. But it'll hit whatever gets replaced with it if I don't need it. Oh yeah, that actually didn't do a lot of damage. Probably do Aurora Beam and swap Delcatty out. Well, no, I could just call. Nah, I should go ahead and switch. I need to double check and see if Body Slam is 100% accuracy. My brain is telling me it's not, but I think I'm thinking of just Slam. Because Slam is 75. $85. $85's not bad, I guess. I don't know, after losing the Delete 4 on Sapphire where I had a move with... I don't remember if it was 75, 80, or 85% accuracy. It was one of those three, but had not gotten debuffed at all and missed 3 times in a row. So now I'm just like, eh... Between Pokemon and Fire Emblem, it's just taught me, like, yeah, if it's not 100% accuracy, it's gonna miss, like, a lot. Even if it's 95, it's still gonna miss more than one time out of 20. It's probably gonna be closer to, like, 1 out of every 8 or 9. It just misses way more than it should. Not very effective, but it would still do better damage. I don't think the shadow moves for Voltorb are gonna be too terribly useful. And kill. Oh, Voltorb. Might as well work on the heart gauge a little bit. And Carvana's is nearly done. Oh, you do have a move other than Yawn. I'm glad you remembered that. Didn't realize he had a safeguard on, but okay. believe we've swapped everybody in. If they feign, it's not that big a deal since I'm right next to a healing thing, so I'm just gonna start attacking. We'll just go with Jolteon. Might as well just finish the fight. I don't want to overlevel Jolteon too much, but at the same time, like, once I start getting a few more team members here, it's not going to be as big a deal, because then I can swap out more effectively, where I won't be using stuff that's underleveled. You startled me, you threw me off my battle plan. Well, too bad. Delcatty cannot be purified. The spot monitor is not responding. I just got back here! Again, this is the issue that you run into. Which is why, again, probably with the spot monitor, that would probably be something I also did off screen with level grinding. Because I'd be just going through Mount Battle, and I'd be on floor, 28 or whatever, and then it would just go off, and so I'd have to stop what I was doing. So probably in the vein of preventing that from happening, once the Oasis and Cave Pokespots run out of the snacks, I'll just leave them to run out of snacks unless I'm doing the... Unless I'm trying to grind and get all the Pokemon. Just so it's not as much of a hassle here. Oasis. Alright. I'm only going to catch one of each, except for the rare ones, though, to trade. If I do 100%, I'm not going to catch multiple fan fees or anything like that. So, if we see a repeat that I have not, or that I have already caught, I'm just going to go ahead and beat it. And that is not a repeat, though, and that is the common, I believe. Yep, that is the common one. And that is actually one that can be paralyzed. So I'm actually gonna swap out. I didn't see what level it was. I think it was decently low this time. Oh yeah, that's pretty low. I'll probably switch to Teddy Ursa if that's the case, after I paralyze it. Here you go, enjoy. Oh, I'm sorry, I get the levels wrong. There is one Pokemon that you can find higher than level 21. It is just the Sandshrew, according to this. This is Bulbapedia's info, for the record. But apparently you can find it up to 23. Again, for what little that matters. So Gligar, Trapinch, Surskit, Phanpy, Hoppip can be between 10 and 20. Zubat, Aron, and Wooper can be between 10 and 21, and Sandshrew can be between 10 and 23. Very bizarre. Let's go with Return. And I critical hitted it, so it died. There may or may not be a pattern with that. You did it, Teddy Ursa. You killed something you weren't supposed to. Congratulations. Well, since we're already out here... Might as well purify Spinarak and Oh, and whatever the other one was. Yeah, dig. And refresh. I guess the other good news is technically this leaves the door open for me to, like, use Pokemon that actually can gain levels in fights. Because I'm not going to have a team full of Shadow Pokemon. In fact, I might actually end up with, air quote, not enough at some given times. False Swipe. That's actually pretty good. Not for, like, proper battle, but for catching, that's good. And back in we go. I hate that it boots you out after that. That part's kind of annoying. Yeah, so we've got 2 right now. Alright. Or 4 total. That's not what I want to do. Yeah, I know. Game, I know. Thanks. I'll keep it there for now for False Swipe, but don't expect Shroomish to be sticking around. I'll go ahead and say that right now. See, this is what I mean, though, about like how fast this can go. Is because at this point we're going to have 3 sets that have like a full ring of Pokemon around them. And so it's like, oh, you got 3 new Shadow Pokemon, but you don't have space on your team. It's fine, put them in there. Or if you want to keep them on your team, put them on your team and take the ones you already had and throw them in there. It just starts getting faster and faster. I might keep Delcatty for a track, though. I'm, like, for the time being, I'm seriously considering it. Since it just got some levels as well, that also helps. I think I'm going to do that in favor of that Carvana, because A, we've already got a water type, and B, as I mentioned, it's very glass cannon. It's not going to be too terribly strong in battle. Oh, wait, actually, before I do that, I'll just put you in here real quick. I do want to grab those black glasses off of him, and also Teddiursa has a burn heal. That's probably not ever going to come in handy, but thanks. Debating in my head, do I want to keep Voltorb? Do I want to put him in the PC? I think I'm going to put him in PC, which means I'm going to take that magnet off of him. Or put him in the purification thing. Force I have it. Oh, there's more boxes than I thought, because the regular first Coliseum game only gave you 3. Which, to be fair, you didn't really need that many, but... I'll just take, like, Okay, maybe not that one. Is there one I can take that won't, like, crazy lower the tempo? I guess not. Oh, well. Trying to balance it out at least a little bit here. I know, like, the type matchups actually depend on, like, how fast it goes, but I'm not too fussed about it. Because, like, again, it's just gonna, like, happen as you go through. And yeah, Brillium is good, but I have another Pokemon in mind that I want to use for fighting-type moves. What item does he have? He has Focus Band. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give him Magnet instead. Well, do I want to do that? I don't know. Focus Band's not bad for Jolteon. I think I'll keep Magnet for now just because I don't have other options for other Pokemon for the time being. I do have a Leaf Stone for Nuzleaf, speaking of. Yeah, we'll just go with that for the time being. Wish I had the EXP share to give to Shroomish, but oh well. What we could do is this. And try to get him some levels that way, or some EXP that way. But again, he's on the team more for False Swipe than anything. Same as how Delcatty is there for Attract, and that's the only reason, really. That said, there's still a couple Shadow Pokemon that are left in the building, so... I think at this point, if one of the Poke Spots goes off, I'm just gonna let it go and not worry about it. Will the trading work on the Wii if you had cartridge games? I believe it will still work, yes, since it's got to be physically plugged in. Speaking of the spot monitor. That. Already saved the two of you. They're fully healed, so I'm good on that front. What about this is probably the one I was looking for. Oh no, it's not. Between the two of these, Furret's going to be the one that's harder to get rid of, so for that reason I'm probably going to go after Zigzagoon to try to get experience for Shroomish. But I'll try to paralyze Furret as well to make it A, go later, and B, less likely to attack. Or it could just get poisoned, that works too. Didn't really matter that he flinched anyway. And we'll go ahead and tag out, I guess. Oh look, it actually hit the amount of times that it should have hit, instead of, like, 4 or 5 always. Pretty good chance he's gonna die from this. Yep. Ah, oh well. No, I could have known what he was gonna throw at. It's still gonna take normal damage from that, though, since it's part flying. And Delaberg's not exactly known for being, well, good. Alright, there's one. And there's two. Alrighty. HP up. This guy's probably like, hey, there's some noise going on. Yep, what a racket. I wish to keep things quieter. That was weird. The game lagged that little sound. That wasn't like a stream thing. That was straight up the game that did that. Pretty darn tough. I tell you, be ready to be creamed. Ew. Low bar. I mean, the joke writes itself, right? The bar is set pretty low. This guy does have a shadow Pokemon, and Cerebi.net has his name spelled wrong. They have it spelled as Labor. I'm gonna assume that was a typo. That they just switched the vowels, since labor is an actual word. That Sneasel is almost assuredly gonna go first. That's pretty much what it was known for at this point, was incredibly high speed. Especially for an ice type, having high speed is pretty rare. Blah. Alright, now that Sneasel is paralyzed, we can just focus on Mr. Evis for a little bit here. Pretty sure False Swipe's normal, yeah. So, this is the only attack move we have that will actually damage it. I've always felt like moves like Astonish or Fake Out, whatever, are just like a waste of a turn, basically. It's like, oh, let's do like a tiny amount of damage, like negligible damage to make you flinch. Like, all it feels like it does is ever just waste a turn. It's like, yeah, it could kill if your opponent had somebody that was really, really low, and you happen to send it out, but like the odds of that happening are pretty small. Too many conditions have to be met for that to matter. That'll work. Truma should be able to get rid of Sneasel while Spheel works on getting our Shadow Pokemon, Duskull. We'll just go with Water Gun. I don't want to attack it too hard. Yeah, I could probably do that 2 more times without much difficulty. Yeah, it would be nice to have Dusknoir be, like, an option, but, no, tragically not. That's always the weird thing about playing the older games, where it's like, oh yeah, like, Dusknoir's not an option, Honchkrow isn't an option, Mismagius isn't an option, like, all these ones that got evolutions later, the Dunsparce. But right now, they just don't have any. Try to keep that Shroomish alive. That's fine, I wasn't planning on switching out anyway, so enjoy that. Alright, Water Gun and Stun Spore. That should hopefully lower it to red. Stun Spore will paralyze it if it connects. If it doesn't connect, then I'll just try to use it again next turn, but nope, it looks like we're good. Pretty sure Refreshed is just a, like, gets rid of status, right? Yep, heals Poisoning, Paralysis, or Burn. Alright. Use that Refresh. Because I can't switch out, I don't want to bother healing because there's a heal machine right there, and I don't want to attack Duskull again, so Refresh it is. Duskull join your party, and thankfully it's about to get fully healed as well. Any chance it had an item on it? Nope. Teddiursa has got one, though. Antidote. As much as I don't want to, I believe the last 2 Shadow Pokemon in here, I think you have to catch back to back. So I do want to grab a couple more Pokeballs just in case. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but on the off chance that it is. On the off chance that it's still there, I doubt it, but on the off chance that it is. Oh, it is still there, alright. Who do we have in front? There we go. Let's see which one it is. If it's Aron, I'll just leave the fight. If it is him, which it is, or her. The one time you'd actually prefer to see a Zubat. Just out of curiosity, how much damage will this do? Probably not enough to justify sitting here and attacking it over and over to get a tiny amount of EXP. Oh, I actually can't flee the fight. Okay, well. Good thing this is a special move, and therefore Iron Defense is not going to do anything. Nirvana can now be purified. See, this is kind of just the one issue I will say that this game has. Of, like, having all the nice updates is nice, but it's just like... This would be ADHD's worst nightmare, because just that... Like, something is going off almost always. Yeah, off-screen I might do a little bit of level grinding for Shroomish, just in case I do end up deciding to use it. Again, probably won't, but, like, also having it to where it's not going to get knocked around too much. So I think the first time I used it, the game was like, oh, you sent out a Pokemon that was too low level, it's time to punish you for your misdeeds. So I might give it a couple levels and try to boost it up a little bit. Healed, correct? Yes, I already healed. But tragically, this is unfortunately where I have got to end the stream for the day because I've got to head to work since it's Sunday night. That means it's a school night, so I've got to get there earlier so I can leave earlier for the kids at work. But I will definitely be continuing this more this week, and hopefully I'll get my schedule up a little bit earlier this week, too. Yep, let's flee, no flee. Yep, that sounds about right. Ow. If you could hear that pop, yes, that was my sternum. Ow, pain. But yes, thank you all for watching. If you do need any of the links to watching the archive or my social media, those are all down below with Discord, Twitter. There's also a Facebook page. For the schedule and knowing what's coming up, Discord is your best bet. I'm going to try and get the schedule up a lot earlier this week and probably try to do that tonight if it's not too busy. But again, we'll see how busy it is, since usually Sunday and Saturday nights are more busy than others, but we'll see how it goes. Definitely will be doing more XD sometime this week, though. So if you're looking forward to XD, expect to see it at some point. Oops. I'm going to save one more time. Ideally, we're going to have 3 streams. One will be XD, one would be Final Fantasy X, and then one might be a Mario Party night, because it's been at least a little bit of time since we last did one of those. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching, and I will see you later this week for more of this, if not some other stream. Take care, guys.